Well, hello. Today's the 1985 dark comedy by Scorsese, After Hours. Paul Hackett, a data entry worker, meets a beautiful woman in a cafe and gets her number. He makes a date at her loft in Soho and travels by taxi, losing his money in the process. The woman Marcy, though, turns out to be a total flake, and he bails on her. Only he has no money for the subway and is trapped in Soho. A friendly bartender offers to loan him the money, but he must go to the apartment to get the keys to the register. He sees what looks like two men stealing from the artist that Marcy shares the apartment with and scares them off. He takes the sculpture back to Kiki and the loft and is then left alone with Marcy. Only he finds out that Marcy has killed herself with an overdose. He calls the police before leaving. He then gets help from a waitress at the bar, who also turns out to be a total flake. He finds another woman who drives an ice cream truck that offers to help him get back home. Only the flaky waitress has posted flyers that state he is a burglar, and the woman turns on him. He is then chased through the streets of Soho by an angry mob that thinks he's a burglar. Another woman hides him by wrapping him in a paper mache to look like a sculpture to hide from the mob. Later, two thieves come and steal him. He falls out of the van in front of his office just in time to start the day's work. So this movie came about after Scorsese had a really massive flop with The King of Comedy. And also the movie he was working on, The Last Temptation of Christ, something fell through. And I guess he was living in Soho and decided, well, you have to make, he was going to, make another movie, and he was going to do it this time, a low budget one with an independent studio. And he chose this script. Tim Burton was originally hired to do this movie, but when he found out that Scorsese was interested, he graciously stepped aside. And this is it's kind of a fun movie. I mean, I guess Soho was back in the '80s was kind of a sketchy area to live. I mean, you could probably be killed or robbed or something if you were out at night. Wasn't really till Giuliani came around and they kind of gentrified the area. And nowadays, I don't know. All of New York is kind of just going down the toilet again. So who knows what happened to Soho? But it was as a movie. It was not really made a lot of money commercially. It was 4.5 million, and it only made about 10 million at the box office. But it was a really critical success. It got a lot of award nominations. It won him for Best Director at Cannes. And, it kind of reinvigorated him. And, he went on to obviously do some really great movies. Now, personally, I'm not a real big Scorsese fan. I mean, I don't, he's very competent as a director and that, I'm sure. And it just, the stuff he does is just something that doesn't really interest me. But I really do enjoy this movie. I remember, renting it back and, when it came out. And I really found this a very fascinating movie. This poor guy, this Griffin Dunn character, as he's getting trapped in this kind of after hours area of New York and all the weird things that happen to him. And It's a very Kafka-esque type movie, and it's something that it became a cult favorite, and it's something I've always enjoyed, and I'm glad Criterion finally got it out on Blu-ray. And it's what can I say? There's a lot of psychoanalysis about it. That it's an emasculating thing for the Griffin Dunn character, and you could probably read about the symbolism in that. And yeah, but it's just kind of a fun movie. I think it's I enjoyed the movie. It kept me interested. It kept in my mind all these years. And I definitely recommend it if you want to watch a interesting comedy movie. So if you stuck with me this long, I thank you. You're a unique individual.